Hello, good morning and welcome to Wild Owl TV. So, as mentioned in the previous video, Duckie has had her ducklings, and if we just take a look over here, the duck island is still being used by her, and where is she? There she is. And although you can't see it, tucked underneath her are two little ducklings. Now, there's been some developments, and it's a very sad development because basically I mentioned that when I came back from my weekend break, she had two ducklings and all the rest of the eggs weren't there, and there was no eggshells, so I knew that the eggs had been stolen. And previously I'd reported that I'd seen this fox coming over here by the just by the yellow flag iris and going onto the root area there and jumping on to the platform. So the fox that I saw was a very small fox, and it wasn't the same fox that kept me up last night. Last night I was woken up 7 times by Duckie going on the pond in panic, and I woke up, I'm looking out the way, I'm hanging today as you probably can tell, and I woke up and I was going out the window with my torch and shooing away this dog fox. And that went on from about 1 o'clock this morning until dawn. So I am absolutely hanging today. I'm going to have an afternoon kip. But I also discovered something that was actually quite sad, because I noticed something in the pond and I've just fished it out. And this is what I found. And this is the vixen that has actually been, I think, stealing the eggs. And if you look carefully, you'll notice that she has got the water pump cable in her mouth. And what has happened is she, obviously you can tell by her teats that she has fox cubs, and it's heartbreaking really, because what has happened, this is the animal that has been trying to get to the ducks. Now she's got her needs, and what's happened is she's obviously tried to jump onto the platform. She's fallen in the pond, and of all the places she tried to get out, in the corner here, which is a place she could have got out, but it's also unfortunately where the lead for the pond pump goes. And when I came back from holiday, I couldn't work out why it was. My pond pump wasn't working, and what she's done, she's bitten onto the cable in an attempt to pull herself out, and she's electrocuted herself. And it's very sad. And I have to say that in a garden like this, you've got to allow nature to do its thing, and it makes me really sad. I'm sorry, I'm going to get a bit emotional here. It makes me really sad that an animal that is trying to survive has actually died in the process, and she's only a little girl, and I hate it, absolutely hate it. And I'm not sure what to do. I think I'll probably bury her. I was wondering whether to leave her out on the lawn and sort of let her go back to nature if buzzard came down or something is possible. I kind of feel sometimes that's a kinder way of letting these animals pass on, but it's very upsetting, very, very upsetting. And at the end of the day, of course I love Duckie, and I want her to survive, and I want her chicks to survive, but I also want this fox to survive. They've all got to live alongside each other, and it's just a tragedy really. And you know, I'm put blimmin' chicken out. They don't even touch the flipping chicken. Why are they still trying to get to the ducks? Now this didn't happen last night. It was the dog fox that was coming in last night. But my thoughts are also going now to fox cubs that are somewhere over in the woods. That now, hopefully, the dog fox is serving them, and maybe there's another female that might feed them. But those cubs will be getting hungry. So I'm going to put some chicks out. So it really, well, it's heartbreaking. I hate it. I really didn't want to see that this morning. Sorry, zoom this camera out. It was a horrible shock to find that. I wonder what the hell it was floating in the pond. So anyway, Duckie is still there. What we're going to do with her is, last night was well, it's an ordeal for both of us, but life and death for this duck and her little ducklings. They were on the pond in the dark. The little ducklings were keeping close to mum in the darkness, while this dog fox continued its efforts. Honestly, it was relentless. So you can see one of the ducklings underneath there now. The dog fox was relentless in its efforts to try to get to this duck and her ducklings. She's keeping. It's not very nice today. We've had some lovely weather this weekend. But if I'd have been here when that fox fell in, there's a small chance I may have been able to assist it in some way. There we go. So there's still 2 there, but we need to move them. We need to get them off the pond. We need to get them to a stream or somewhere like that, because she's going to take them out. She will take them out of the garden within the next 24 hours, and they're going to be in peril again because of all the local cats. So I need to intervene now, because this has happened every year, so that could happen at any time. So probably this afternoon we're going to do something. We'll take her somewhere. We'll have to capture Duckie, and then we'll get the ducklings and try and give them a good chance, because I just don't think they're going to make it if they try and get around the gardens, across the gardens again with all the cats that are around here. So mixed news. As my partner said to me this morning, I was quite upset when I found this, and she said, "Goodness me, there's never a dull moment in this garden," and there really isn't ever a dull moment in this garden. But that's because life is acting itself out on a day-to-day basis in all sorts of, on all levels, and it's very important with ponds that you do have the means for animals to get out if they fall in, and it's one of the reasons why I always leave the grass along there, and I try and keep the water level high, and there are places where these animals can get out there. So it's, as I say, the fox would have been able to get itself out of the pond. I don't think it did anything other than try and make a leap to get onto this platform. I'm pretty certain that's what it did. It realised that it couldn't get to it, and it's then swam back, but then unfortunately has just grabbed hold of the wrong thing. And it also looks like I'm going to have to get myself another pump, because what do you do with a cable that's underwater that has been compromised? Very, very, very sad. I'll leave you that, and thanks for watching Wild Owl TV. Hopefully next broadcast will be a bit happier. Bye for now.